Hello, I'm Laura Jane, and I'm honored to come to you live today to share with you a past social event that we had with the Australian International Pageant System. See, every month we invite our beautiful contestants onto a Zoom or an in-person event, and we invite beautiful guests who can maybe help them with pageant preparation or mindset or tips around how to be a leader. So on today's session, I wanted to bring to you Alexis Jane, a professional mindset coach who can enhance your performance. But today specifically, we asked her to speak on how to overcome nerves. So enjoy the session. If you do have any questions, put them in the comments below. And hey, if you do love this channel, please do subscribe to get notified of our upcoming videos where we share with you how to become a leader and how to rock your life. Enjoy the session today, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.
I'm really excited about this topic because this is something that I've really had to dig deep within myself over the last 9 years of being in business and jumping on and doing calls like this and doing trainings with people that I've never met before. So I know a lot about nerves and how to really move through them. So I'm just going to do a really short getting back into yourself, getting back into your body, just really grounding into yourself, little mini meditation. So if you're able, if I can get you to close your eyes for me, please. And I want you to focus on your breath. So breathing in and out. And as you're focusing on your breath, I want you to drop down and feel your heart beating. And if you'd like to put your hand on your heart or just on your body somewhere so that you feel your heart beating, feel the air, the oxygen coming into your body. And as you breathe out, I want you to breathe out anything that no longer serves you. And as you're focusing on your breath and feeling your heartbeat, I want you to bring into your mind's eye the outcome that you would like to achieve whilst you're standing on stage. That confident, powerful, joyful, gorgeous woman that you are. How is she standing? How is she feeling? How is she walking? And what are the words that are going through her head as she's standing up on stage in front of all of those people? And expand that feeling. And allow yourself to be really in the moment as you're breathing deeply into your body and feeling your heart beating. I just want you to take a few more big deep breaths in and out. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Come back into the room. So this is something that you can do before you step out on stage. You necessarily don't need to close your eyes. I like to close my eyes. But if you're somewhere where there's lots of people around, just really connecting back into yourself and putting your hand on your body to be connected again and grounded back into yourself as you're focusing on your breathing and focusing on your heart beating. So when we get nervous, our heart beats a lot faster. We hold on to our breath and it elevates any kind of uneasy energy that we have. So I know that we've only got 15 minutes together and I've got quite a lot of things to go through in regards to overcoming your nerves. So each of you are unique. Each of you have your own why. your own purpose, your own reason for doing what you're doing, and stepping into a whole new realm to stretch yourself and to create the magic, the things that you want to be creating in your world. And so after you do the meditation, so these are different tools and techniques you can use, because each and every one of you have a different way of being able to do it. So remembering why you're doing this, what's the bigger vision? What's the bigger purpose for you wanting to get up on stage? That thing inside of you that just is driving you forward. And so remembering to come back into why. And because sometimes we get really busy with life, we get busy with getting ready and get busy being busy, that before you know it, there's all of these nerves that have come up. It's like, why am I even doing this? And I know what it's like to stand up on stage. I used to cry before I used to go up on stage. A couple of years ago, actually, was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. Over the last couple of years, they've kind of morphed into one big long year. I went on a TV show and was interviewed, and in the car ride on the way up, I was having full-on meltdowns. I was crying. My girlfriend was talking me through it. And when I got on stage, I was completely fine. But I also know that my body, when I get really nervous or stressed, I burp a lot. So there was all these burping, I was coughing, my throat was, I needed to clear my throat. But once I got on stage, I was completely fine. But that I needed to go through all of that to release the energy. And since then, there's different different things that I do to get myself into the right frame of mind and the right energy to step out on stage. And so staying connected to yourself, connecting back to your why, and dropping into a mini meditation and just really allowing yourself to calm down, because fear is excitement without breath. So fear and excitement have the same energy. The difference is excitement has more breath and fear is suffocated and holding on, because when we hold on, there's no movement there's no movement for it to flow through your body. And so another thing that's really, really powerful is practicing being that person every single day, looking at yourself in the mirror or walking around the house as that woman who is confident on stage about to do the thing. And in each moment you get to, and this is one thing that I really love playing with, is creating a character. So when we create a character, it's kind of not really the version of us when it actually is, but I like to play with this, is creating the character of who you're stepping into. So who is that woman who is the top, the number one? Who is that woman who has the confidence to strut her stuff and speak her truth and do the thing on stage? So really getting clear about who is that character. And I did this from the very beginning of me building my business. Every time I went into a networking group, nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew my background. So I put my black jeans on, I put my black high heels on, I put my black top on, my black jacket, my red lipstick, and I went in as Alexis Jane. What was I? Did I say transformational coach? I was going to say life coach then. Alexis Jane, and I'm a transformational coach. I help you go from here to here. And I spoke about that in the car on the way there, and I got really, really clear with my words about how and who I was going to be when I walked into that room. And then I'd leave and go, oh my God, they're going to think that I'm a fraud. I don't know my stuff. And that's all natural and normal. So we go through imposters. So we have our nerves, we have imposter syndrome, we have all of these different things, and it's okay to feel the emotion. It's okay to feel nervous. It's okay to have fear. It's okay to have a mini meltdown. It's okay to have am I supposed to be here? That's all natural and normal. And allow yourself to feel it. And the best way to allow yourself to feel it is to journal. I've got books everywhere to journal. I don't know where my other ones are. I think they're over there. but I've got a book everywhere at any moment to get down any of my thoughts. Because once you get your thoughts out onto a piece of paper, you can actually clearly see what's actually going on in your mind. Because we create these stories in our head and we go over and over and over and over and over them. And they're not actually true. So if we suppress our emotions and we suppress and we go, I'm just not going to look at them right now. It's going to be there unless we allow them to come up and we allow ourselves to move through them. So don't make yourself wrong that you have an emotion. Don't make yourself wrong that you had a cry. So this is one of my huge lessons was I used to make myself wrong that I cried. I used to make myself wrong that someone said no to me in my coaching business. I used to make it mean something about me. We're human. We have emotions. We have stuff going on all the time, whether it's stuff in our personal life, whether it's stuff in our business, whether it's stuff in our career, depending on where you are and what you're doing. We have stuff going on with our family. If you have children, you know, parents, grandparents, like I've got a lot of stuff going on with both of my grandparents at the moment. And I have to leave that at the door and pick it up when I'm leaving. So when you walk into your space, when you're going to do a pageant and you're going to step on stage, really figure out, like if you're having family drama, go, okay, like how do you visualize it? So for me, I go, okay, great. So I'll stand at the door wherever I'm going into, whether it's into my office or into somewhere, I'll put it in the front seat of my car and go, I know you're going to be there when I come back. It's going to pop you there and I'll come back to you after I do the thing. And then I get into the right state of mind. And so it's really about honing into how do you get into the right state to do the thing that you want to be doing? Because all of the chaos is always going to be happening out external. But when you can master yourself and you can master your energetics and you can master I'm going to leave you here and pick you up on the way out and I'll deal with you. But for right now, my focus is here because I have a bigger vision, a bigger purpose, and a bigger why to why I'm about to step on stage. When you can play in that realm of this is my character here, and as you continue playing this character and you're playing her out off the stage, I was going to say off screen, off the stage, or when you're on the stage, you start embodying her more fully. So I want you to get really clear. So I really would love each and every one of you to start journaling if you're not journaling at the moment. And the most powerful way to do it is do a brain dump. So just put an alarm on for 10 minutes and just write anything that comes to mind. Alexis told me that I need to continue writing. So I'm just going to write until my alarm goes off. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't really understand it, blah, blah, blah. And just witness what comes up. And it's just all of the external noise onto a piece of paper. And then I want you to ask yourself a conscious question. Who am I when I step on that stage? And because you've got all the noise out of your head, your higher self comes through and answers the question. Does that make sense? Yeah. And so the more that you journal and get the noise out, I did this with one of my clients not long ago, and there was so much anger inside of her. She's like, I'm just angry. I'm like, great. Journal out all of the, just tell me what you're angry about every single day. Just write it down. Today I'm angry about blah, 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 blah. As we continued to pull it out of her, she started signing clients back into her business again. People started showing up in her world that hadn't been in her world for a long time. Things are starting to move really smoothly in her life because she didn't make herself wrong that she felt anger. There was no more, I feel angry and it makes me a bad person. I feel anger and it makes me, a shitty mum. I have anger, it makes me blah. It's like, okay, great, I've got anger. So if you've got an emotion that you're really, really struggling with and you're really making it mean something about you, get it out. I'm anxious all the time. We'll talk about all of the things that you're anxious about, because the more that you get it out, you start to dissolve it and go, oh, well, it's okay that I felt anxious, but now I don't need to because I can flip it and switch it. And so journaling is so powerful and such a game changer in your life. If I don't journal, my life goes to poop. When I journal, everything in my life starts to shift because I'm getting out anything that I didn't even know was in my head. Another client didn't know that she was not even cleaning her teeth or brushing her hair. She's like, I didn't even know that I was doing this. I was hiding because all I need to do is have my coffee, go into my study, go to work, and I just worked all day. Unless I needed to go pick the kids up, and then I'd have a shower and kind of fluff my hair up and whatever. So when you journal every single day, even if you go, oh, I don't know if it's for me, it's not dear diary. This is it's let's get in there and go, Alexis told me that I need to do this, so I'm just going to give it a go for 7 days, and I'm going to ask myself a conscious question. And so there's a few questions you can ask. What do I really want my life to look like? Who am I when I step up on that stage? They're probably the most powerful 2 questions that have come up for me when I was doing all the questioning before I jumped on here, because you don't want to have too many questions, because we really want to get really solid in what it is that you truly deeply want, and who do you need to be when you step up on stage. And really knowing what your processes are and really understanding how, like, what has to happen before you step on the stage in regards to your nerves. So if you feel nervous before you step on stage, what happened just before the nerves happened? So did the nerves happen the day before? The day before that? Did the nerves happen 5 minutes before you went to walk on stage? Figure out when your nerves start to escalate and start to elevate, so that you can go, okay, well, that's when that happens. And start picking yourself up and going, okay, cool. I'm nervous at this point. What's my process and pattern to come back into self and feel powerful and strong within me? And the more that you understand who you are, the more that you understand what the stories are that you're playing over and 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 over in your head. And you can go, great. Well, I no longer need that story anymore. I now choose to have this story. That's why journaling's so powerful, because you get to see that story. Oh, I'm anxious. Cool. What do I need to do with this anxiety? Just need to breathe into it and it will dissolve. And creating that character for yourself, like, who is that woman that steps up on stage and just absolutely owns every ounce of who she is?
How did you, I guess, figure out the steps? How did you figure out what works for you? How did you figure out, okay, this is how I need to go about things?
Trial and error, but
Mm-hmm.
also working with someone who could see things that I couldn't see.
Yeah.
I'm always working with a coach. And when I'm not working with a coach, there's a huge difference in the way that my life looks
Mm-hmm.
and feels.
Yeah. So it's a sense of having to go outside of yourself, because you can't really notice those things. I think I struggle with that too, where other people will notice things. I'm like, what? Where did that come from?
Yep. So journaling's been a huge, big tool for me. And again, I know when I'm not doing it, my life doesn't go as magical as what it does when I am journaling. But always working with someone who can see the things that you are not able to see, and to remind you of your greatness, to remind you of how powerful you are, to remind you to drop back into your why. What's your purpose? What's your drive to be doing the thing that you're doing? And when you remember that, that's when you become really powerful. And my coach that I work with, we create a big vision, big story, and she holds that for me as she's a sat nav to get me to where I want to be going.
Yeah.
And again, not making yourself wrong for feeling an emotion, not making yourself wrong that you didn't win the thing that you wanted to win. It's just, okay, great, that was a learning. What could I have done better?
Yeah.
What do I need to let go of and leave over here? And what do I need to improve on and expand on?